The morning sun barely broke through the clouds when I heard the screech of tires tearing up the gravel road to my ranch. My heart sank as I saw a sleek black SUV, its polished chrome glinting like a predator's eyes. Out stepped Karen, HOA, her stilettos sinking into the dirt, her designer coat flapping like a villain's cape. She didn't even glance at me, just waved a manicured hand at the sheriff's deputies trailing her, barking orders like she owned the place. "Get him out," she snapped, pointing at my home, my sanctuary, the ranch I'd poured my life into. Her voice dripped with contempt, as if I were a bug under her shoe. She claimed I was squatting, that the land was hers by some shady deal she'd cooked up. The deputies, looking uneasy, started toward my porch, their hands hovering near their radios. I stood there, fists clenched, watching her smirk widen. This wasn't just about land, it was personal. Karen had been my neighbor for years, always scheming to expand her influence, her gated mansion an eyesore against our quiet valley. She'd spread lies about me, call me a filthy drifter at town meetings, and now she'd weaponized the law itself to steal what was mine. The audacity burned in my chest. But I had a card she didn't know about, and I wasn't about to let her win. The truth unraveled faster than Karen's composure when I pulled out the deed to my ranch, signed and notarized, proving my family had owned this land for 3 generations. Her eyes narrowed, but she doubled down, insisting the document was fake. "Check it yourself," I said, tossing a copy to the lead deputy, Jenkins, a man I'd known since high school. Jenkins hesitated, glancing between me and Karen, whose face was now a mask of barely contained rage. She called the sheriff's office to evict me, but what she didn't know was that I wasn't just a rancher. I'd been elected to the county board years ago, overseeing the very sheriff's office she thought she could manipulate. Jenkins knew it. The other deputies knew it. And soon, Karen would too. But the real twist came when Old Man Carter, the town's reclusive historian, hobbled up the road on his cane, clutching a leather-bound ledger. Nobody expected him, hell. I hadn't seen him leave his cabin in years. His voice trembled with indignation as he revealed Karen's scheme. She'd forged documents to claim my land, bribing a shady surveyor to redraw property lines. Carter had records from the 1800s proving my ranch's boundaries, and he'd caught wind of Karen's plan through a clerk she'd tried to bully. The deputies' faces hardened as Carter laid out the evidence, page by yellowed page. Karen's smugness faltered, her lips twitching as she realized the noose was tightening. The confrontation erupted like a summer storm. Karen's voice rose to a shriek, accusing me, Carter, even the deputies of conspiring against her. "You're all jealous of my success," she spat, her diamond earrings glinting as she gestured wildly. She tried to spin a sob story, claiming she was protecting the community from squatters like me, but Jenkins wasn't having it. He radioed the station, and within minutes, the sheriff himself, me old friend, Tom, rolled up. Tom didn't just work for me. He owed me for backing his campaign when no one else would. He stepped out, badge shining, and read Karen her rights for fraud and forgery. The deputies moved in, cuffs ready, as her workers hired thugs she'd paid to intimidate mess scattered like roaches. Karen's downfall was a sight to behold. Her pristine coat was streaked with dust as she struggled against the cuffs, screaming about her lawyers and her rights. The barn she'd ordered vandalized stood as evidence of her malice-urged spray, paint spelling out, "Get out," across its weathered planks, tools abandoned where her goons had left them. She'd thought she could bulldoze me, my home, my life, but she'd miscalculated. The valley wasn't hers to claim, and the law wasn't her puppet. As they loaded her into the squad car, her eyes locked on mine, filled with venom. I didn't flinch. This was my land, my home, and no amount of her money or scheming could change that. The aftermath felt like a deep breath after nearly drowning. The ranch was quiet again, the deputies gone, the SUV towed away. Carter stayed for a coffee, his ledger still tucked under his arm, and we laughed about how Karen's arrogance had blinded her. The community rallied around me, neighbors bringing casseroles and offering to fix the barn. Word spread fast, and by evening, The town was buzzing with the story of Karen's defeat. It wasn't just about might, it was about standing up to someone who thought wealth and lies could crush honesty. I rebuilt the barn stronger, painted over her hateful words, and planted a new oak tree by the fence, a symbol of roots that wouldn't be uprooted. This fight wasn't just mine, it's a reminder that truth and community can outlast greed. Karen thought she could buy justice, but she learned the hard way. Some things aren't for sale. What do you think? Where do you draw the line between right and wrong when someone tries to take what's yours? Share your thoughts below.